Hello, everyone. And I have begun live streaming. This is my first live stream. So I'm looking at certain things and how it's going to really work. Let me check if everything is working. So I'm back and I know that this is working. My live stream. For all those who want to join my stream, I will be sending you the link. It's Empress of All Streets. It's the first few times, so it will be slightly in a different way that I will be doing the stream. My trading view, this is how it looks. Just before that, what I will do is hi everyone, so I'm live streaming at the moment. This is how my setup looks like. Pretty radical, right? And I am going to be trading some crypto. Join my live stream. I'm going to drop the link below. Show some love. Also follow me. This is Empress of All Streets on YouTube. I have my channels on TikTok as well. And I am doing some promotions. So do have a look at the links that I placed. And also, if you're interested to see what I'm doing during the live stream, go check it out now. The link below. Show some love and also follow me. This is Empress of All Streets on YouTube. I have my channels on TikTok as well. And I am doing promotions, so do have a look at the links that I place. And also, if you're interested to see what I'm doing during the live stream, go check it out now. Hi everyone, so I'm live streaming at the moment. This is how my setup looks like. Pretty radical, right? And I'm going to be trading some crypto. Join my live stream. I'm going to drop the link below. Show some love and also follow me. This is Empress of All Streets on YouTube. I have my channels on TikTok as well. And I am doing some promotions. So do have a look at the links that I place. And also, if you're interested to see what I'm doing during the live stream, go check it out now. Hi everyone, so I'm live streaming at the moment. This is a join. So at the moment, I have sent some links to a few of my friends to come and join the YouTube and see how I'm actually just going about my business. Say hi, come in, and this stream will be going on till about 6, at least 6 p.m. Let's just adjust the camera a little bit. Okay. And as you see on my screen, we have the BTC charts opened up, and oops. Come say hi, and let me know if you have joined the channel at the moment. It will be really amazing to get some real insights going into this channel. It was long after I posted some things on my IG. Let's take a look if the live is actually going on. Let's view my channel. So I have some shorts that are in right now. You can also check out my TikTok, and I hope I'm logged in. Yes, this is such a default mode that I go in. And the first thing that I do, and it's nice how my feed has optimized to something that's very crypto related. So right now on the screen, you can see that I have my referral link right here. So I use LBank because it's one of the smoothest exchanges that I've been trading on. It has this really comprehensive chart system from TradingView. It has all these amazing tools on the side to do your, I'd say, homework and check your best trade that you essentially can make. Now, just before coming into the stream, what I did was I did just some simple setups of understanding my key areas of support and resistance. This essentially, this is on a 15-minute chart because the trade that I will be taking is once it hits my either of my, so this is one area that is I'd say very evident for that to take place or come into. So let's wait for that to happen. Shockingly, just I'd say yesterday at this very key level, I took a trade and it was good enough because towards the evening it hit one of my other key levels. I will just pull that trade up so that you know that I'm not flaking. Let me go in and check my recent transactions. Details, my futures. Let me pull that P&L right here. Just taking a bit. Okay. So now today I haven't placed any trade yet, but just yesterday you can see that I took this trade position and I closed it around 9 p.m. because that's when my profit really hit. Let's check the 9 p.m. So I was looking at this area here. Around 88,000. What I do is sometimes I know that certain prices are magnets that would come into areas like that have slightly rounded numbers. But if this knowledge is something that is obvious to me, then it's obvious to many other people. So sometimes just before a rounded off price, it doesn't hit the rounded off price because people be knowing. So essentially what I will do right now is I will try and place a trade here, but there are chances that it might still go downwards to at least this area. Looking at these three candles right here, I'll just take a brush right now and highlight them on the screen. So I was looking at something like this, this area, this area, this area. So I probably take 3 confirmations of certain things just before, okay, this was here. So this is a nice spot just based on data till 21st of November. Now if I go into the future, like past, yeah. So since I'm just looking at a 15-minute candle, it's not a very long-term position that I'm looking at. This is just trading. So this should suffice at the moment. One nice thing is we see one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you'd be like, why this? It just lifted off. So it was coming, falling here, and then it came here. This is also a nice price point to look at. Again, I'm drawing a lot of lines just so that it gives me a rough idea. I want to put it into the bodies of the candle, and there will come a lot of learning lessons from why I draw these lines at certain points. It's beautiful. Look at this. Sometimes patterns, math, they don't lie. Humans lie. So again, right here, why I drew this line. Here, here, nice one here. And then what we have this. Like this is a very strong line. So off this 70, 87 mark-ish, let's take the 87 to 88 band. It's easier to get that. Price often comes down here and then it bounces back. Probably we're looking at a consolidation at this level from the 86, 45, 474 to the 87 or 88. That is just the band that we're looking at, and that's where I place my trade. So I'm bringing that trade up here. Go into my recent transactions and you see this. Let's go into the transaction history and you will see that I opened the long at 86,400. Okay, now I did not look at this chart, look at this and then create that. Nothing was memorized, but you see this 86,400, and I closed my long at 88. That is clear of this was the beautiful line that I was talking about. 87,950. I just took it a little bit of a stretch and put it up to 88. Okay, so this was the area that I traded yesterday, and I am looking to trade that even today. Once it just hits this, be careful that whenever we have certain lines that we put, it just so that I understand rather the bands that I can operate within. It will move above slightly and beyond. Now, if I had to understand my stop loss as a person who wants to manage risk, I see to that I have enough capital to cover this zone, because in the past, this is another place that the price generally would fall into, and where you see proper buyers. However, the fair value gap says here, these are a lot of just some indicators. I don't use too many indicators, while it's good to have them just so that you can make proper decisions. At the moment, in my 15-minute chart. This seems like an exclusion, but with crypto, we know that things get volatile, and you know, we just have to take into consideration all of that. Now, if you want to trade like a pro with me, join our bank using my referral code, and you will be getting some discounts on your fees. I will just place my referral link here. Also, we have some cool things happening at Rebate. I keep pressing the Alt because I'm so used to using a Mac that it changes like, why are you so slow with the laptop at the moment? So I've placed my referral link here. In the next few minutes, trust me, in the next 2 hours, there's an amazing campaign that's going to go live. It is 1 in a million. And this is a loss protection for all new crypto traders. So essentially, whenever people come into crypto, they always have this hue and cry that crypto is so volatile, I'm more afraid of losing money than making money. This campaign is the one for the newbie crypto traders that gives you 100% protection loss. I will open that up also just so that we have it. It goes live in about 2 hours, so and it goes on till about a week. I'll be streaming every day so that you can make trades along with me while I'm trading, and we'll have certain risk management. So if it even goes into the losses, this special promotion gives you, it protects your loss. So even if you don't have your stop loss, if you lose money on trades during this campaign, you're going to get it back in your account. Isn't it worthwhile? For all new crypto traders, do not just be worried about making money or losing money. Let's understand the basics. Let's get to the principles first, and then we can take that forward. I'm also very hungry. It's around 3 p.m., 3:20 here in Dubai, and we have some amazing Thai food ordered, and some unhealthy snacking. I'm glad they have the sweet chili sauce. So we don't make any angry trades. Just be back. Really good food. I'm I'm just waiting so that this comes into this zone. I'm looking at a band, maybe 26% ish change of this. If you have joined my channel, please drop a hi so that I know people who have joined. Because I'm almost running blind here. I do have the chat screen on the other screen. So be really, really cool to know if people are in. So let's set, at least we will set the trade up, and then what we can do is then discuss certain other things. So I was looking at around 8:13. I've always used a higher leverage. The reason I use leverage is because I'm not a millionaire yet. So with the amount that I have, I can trade higher amounts based on that. But also know that when you're doing futures, when you're using super high leverages, this is super high. For a person who is not capable of taking enough risk, they probably faint right in front of me. So we're taking 100x leverage. Let's check the options. They have 200x also, but so you can tell I'm not very risky as a person. I think the probability of my trade is also leading me to believe that I should be taking 100x and not a 200x. And here's why, right? Right now, if it falls below 86.7 and doesn't show movement upwards, then it can test this level at 85 clearly. If you want a super short frame, like I consider 2 hours super short frame, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, I would try taking a fair value gap trade since it's a lot here. Say, let me just check something. So this is a good point where it's touching a few candles. Yeah, right here. If the price comes back to around 87.4, you can take a sell order also towards 85.5. 2 trades. Because look, you'd be like, Regina, why don't you just make up your mind, take a long, take a short, be decisive about it, and just do it. But that's not when price movements are this, I would still consider this thin. Let's check it out. Here are dates. Right. This is the price movement. So it's just 2%. So when you zoom back in, you at least can see that this is moving slightly upwards. I won't call it an uptrend yet because maybe if we look at this candle right here, but again, there's been like hammer candles all the way, inverted hammer candles all the way here, and the price moved a little bit, and then we had this hammer candle right at this moment when the prices started moving downwards. So this looks, in my opinion, this looks like an indecision. These are all my opinions alone, and this is not financial advice. Neither am I going to force you to make any trades. If you like my philosophies and the principles that I use while I trade, you're more than welcome to take the trade along with me. So that's just a caveat that I wanted to add right there. Okay, coming back. So it seems like it's moving downwards rather than the kind of slight uptick that we wanted to see. I think I should open up multiple screens and keep scrolling this way. The great thing sometimes is, again, this is just finance that I'm looking at, but it would be slightly similar across many other exchanges. We see that the liquidity is it just became slightly lacking, especially this looks like, the US time, not many sellers, not many buyers, it's just keeping steady. That's why we can see that, the price was consolidating right here. I won't say that the sellers have stepped in yet, just by looking at certain volumes. So let's do this. I am always very bullish about Bitcoin. Since probably 2017, 2018, many people who know me, at least my friends and my family, they know that I've been an advocate, not because of the price movements of Bitcoin, but the philosophy behind it, what it brings to the table, what's it to mankind, how it's going to revolutionize the way we look at finance. People have laughed me off. People have told me that, why don't you just do your corporate job, thing that you got your MBA for? But I think education and learning is something that's lacking. People often like things that are familiar, and they like comfort. To go outside your comfort zone is something that's phenomenal. It takes guts, and it takes a very thick spine for people to go out and do things of their own, believe in something that is not the norm. So I'm one of them. I wouldn't call myself a rebel yet, because right now we have more than 1 million rebels in crypto with wallets and trading crypto actively. So this is my price. This is what I'm looking at least one BTC. I wish one BTC was around 100,000. And then what I will do, I'm not going to just open a longer shop. I've learned this the hard way, and I'm giving it to you easy. Always, no matter how smart, intellectual, confident you are, please set your take profit and your stop loss. You do this consistently enough, and you are going to see profits at least. In 100 trades, you will be profitable. I learned it the hard way. I was like, no, I'm a risk taker, I'm going to go all in. But then, if you have that kind of mindset, you're always looking at gambling your money. It's not smart. That's not a risk management tool. That's not a risk management tool that you want to incorporate by going all in. This is not poker. This is not cards where you just go on a hunch. You have to make some calculated estimations, and that's when you take trades. That's what makes you a better trader than anybody else. So we're going to take profit. I'm going to put it in the similar zone here at 87 or 88. But let's go with 88,000 just to see if we're going to hit similar profits like we did yesterday. And then, of course, I'm going to accept my stop loss somewhere around 8.5. I know this is a big number when you look at a trade position and a long position, right? I set my trade around from here. On average, this is a 1-to-1. One, like 100% profit or 100% loss. All right. I am going to increase that, so you know that my risk is 1.8 to a trade of 8, and this is risking almost, I'd say, 92 parts of my capital. So okay, let me tell it to you simply. If I put $100 into this trade, I will make almost 180. If I lose the trade, I would lose around $92. Essentially, my risk to reward ratio is 1.99. Right now, also, I want to say that I'm not risking more than 10% of my capital on this trade. It's one of the smartest things to do. If you have $100, use 10% of your capital. That's $10. If you have 200, use $20. That's how you can open up high leverage positions like 100x with confidence. Not that it is just one of the philosophies that I use while I trade. So here we've set this right. I'm looking at a long position at 86.3. Selected my amounts. I'm looking at a take profit at 88. Now, if it goes to 89, it's amazing. If it doesn't, I'm going to cut my losses at 85. And then let's see how it goes from there. So as we can see, the position has been set in my open orders. We will take a look as to how that's going. People ask me if I keep a trading journal. I do have a personal trading journal that I do keep, and for the purpose of my live streams, I'm going to set a separate journal. Once we have enough traction, if you want to know what I do in my personal journal when it comes to trading, do let me know, and I can share and spill some of my secrets. The price is going to come to this point here. I've just put it just below this level. I've seen the price come at least till that point. People ask me why I choose my username as Empress of Wall Street. I'll tell you why. There's been Wolf of Wall Street. I am an Empress because it comes from the name term Regina, that means queen. So I just took Empress out of that and put it to Wall Street. But that is my so-called idea behind why I put my YouTube username as Empress of Wall Street. But I thought about something like matcha and charts. It's my core personality is matcha, to be honest. There's been a lot of, I'd say, talk about ETH and XRP. I did pick up a very fun topic yesterday, and that was how XRP just, I would call it skyrocket because 9% is not skyrocket in crypto, but for an altcoin that has been pretty, it's been growing over the years. It just hit 9% because of the ETF, the Grayscale ETF, being live, and a lot of I think news behind it as well as when different countries are going to use it as reserves. It's got a lot of hate, at least in the past few days. I've seen so many people saying that I'm not going to invest or I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Why is it so emotional? Why is trading become so emotional? That just leads to misinformation, over explanations, and not understanding how macros move certain things. If you told me 5 years ago of how macros, or rather even, yeah, 5 years ago, as if macros would move crypto, barely, okay, slightly, temporarily, right now, looks, looks like I have to always be glued onto the internet to know what's happening and what's not. I mean, of course, everybody has to be glued on. Oh, that's we saw the price moving around this band. It's trying to hit the fair value gap. I just placed this someplace else rather than from where I take the position because it's not yet happened. It's coming into the fair value gap, and that's like I said previously on the stream as well, that there are two ways to go about this trade. Either you go in from here, you take a long position and try to capture your profit right at this resistance, or you go into one of the fair value gaps, pick the price, and go towards the down side of the charts. That is towards 85. Two potential ways of this happening. not just look at crypto, sorry, they look at crypto in the form of performing trades, making money, and very few try and understand the use case behind it. And I'm not here to like lecture people on what it's really here to do and what it is, but right now, if you are a person who is sorry, they look at trades, making money. Sorry about that. Where was I? Sorry. So yeah, people generally look at crypto as an asset and not as a use case. What is it really doing? For me, things that have to be there long term have to make sense in terms of either what it does, what it's going to solve. Is there a problem? Is there a solution? I think one thing that my MBA has taught me is to look at a certain situations from a point of view that you have problems and you have solutions. That's how innovation comes. And if it does not solve a problem, it's just probably that is when things may be a bubble. So in understanding if crypto has a use case, is it solving a problem? Initially, it just went back to 2009 when we had the whole financial market having a really bad turn downwards. It was because of these unpaid mortgage loans that had created this bubble. And the whole economy went crashing, except a few places in a few countries, and I'll get that back to it in a moment. It's nice. We have one viewer. His name is Khalid. Hi Khalid. He's saying, how can we learn to start trading? That is a simple and amazing question. I use LBank. You can see it right on the screen. This is an amazing exchange. It is easy to use. You can transfer your crypto here, or if you have fiat and you're new to crypto, you can change your US dollars into crypto and you can start trading. It's as simple as that. And LBank is one of the really great exchanges, smooth exchanges in, placing trades, very user-friendly, very intuitive. And if you want to join, please use my referral code. It's right there. Create your account, get started, and you can take trades along with me. I won't call it like passive income. There's a lot of risk in crypto when it comes to trading, when it comes to assessing certain prices. But with strong philosophies and principles, you can become a really smart and interesting trader. That's for you, Khalid. And hope that you sign up on LBank. And we have an amazing promotion that's going to start at 4 p.m. in 3 minutes, where if you do not know how to trade crypto and you're worried about the losses, you can enter the 100% loss protection, where you can see how you can protect your money even if you are making losses. It has certain tiers, but just start off with signing up, doing your KYC, and then up to say 100 USDT. If you lose while making crypto trades, LBank will see to that it is provided back so that you have a very strong crypto journey. So that is something that I'm here to give you the opportunity to take your first step in crypto. And this is one of the moments, because we see a lot of things happening in the crypto space. It's an exciting time to be in, and your first steps, let it be with LBank. And also, yes, you don't have to have $1 million to start trades. You can start off small. You can start off with a 50 USDT. You can start off with 100. You can start off with 10. And you can look at how futures can help you with even small amounts that you can start off your trades, right? So don't be hesitant. Even I started off really small. I started off with $20. That was my first trade. And I didn't even put $20. I put in just 10. And I wanted to see how it goes. My first journey was not even in futures. It was in spot. I waited 4 months for my trades to actually see traction. I wouldn't sit in front of the screen every day. So that was a little bit of my journey. So you can always start small and then grow once you get slightly more confident, familiarized with topics. That is the amazing thing about crypto. You don't have to have $1 million to start your crypto journey. So I will be placing the link of what this event will look like, and we can even talk about it a little during this. So this is brought to you in this screen right here. Let me just get it. Here. I'll just bring it up on the screen just so that we try and see how we can unlock this amazing opportunity. The countdown has started. It's going to be here for 1 week. So make the best use of it and start your crypto journey with no fear and only confidence. So this is how it goes. It's an amazing campaign name. It's called 100% loss protection, and you get even trading rewards. And for all those who are using my link that I've placed in the chat, you get a 50% discount on all trading fees forever, lifetime, that you can use because Regina is bringing it to you. So make use of it, sign up, do your KYC, and you will not just get 50% discount. If you do it within this week, you have a lot of rewards that you earn for each step, be it sign up, be it KYC, be it even entering trades. So now they have this amazing section of how they're looking at compensating, and look at this. So you can start with $10 or you can start with $1,000. And if you're confident enough, you can even go upwards. But let me break this down. So till about $1,000, this is how the compensation would look like. So if you put in $200 and you lose $200, you get $200 back. This is pretty amazing. If I had this opportunity while I started, I think I would have taken crypto more confidently in my trades at the very first week, because they tell, like, when a baby is born, it starts walking and then it starts running. So this is your walking period before you start running. Take this week as your walking period, and for your help, we have this amazing 100% loss protection that's there, that you can get in the amount that you transfer. And if you lose it by placing any trade, you get it back. I'm super stoked with this. Like, all people who are beginning their crypto journey, they can start with this with no fear that they would, face losses or not recover. Probably if you follow good philosophies, you will not even need the loss protection. you will be making profits. Your PNL is also going to be green, just the way mine is greener than my matcha. So let's get into the others. Then this is fact. I thought that this was the end of it, but there is more. So for there are certain events or there are certain prizes that can be won based on the amount of volume that you trade. You can take a look here, but these are amazing. You can earn up to 10,000 USDT by just participating in certain prizes. Amazing. So there are certain volume tiers that when you trade, you get certain bonuses and rewards. So please keep in mind that this is just 1 week till the 2nd of December. This campaign will be going live. So get in early, get in quick, and not because I am hyping it, because this is your hand-holding journey. You can learn crypto without understanding what fear means. With the principles, with the philosophies, you can take a calculated step into crypto. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to do so. And I'm not bragging about it. If I would only want to think that, if I was given this opportunity right when I began crypto, I would be more than happy to start off my crypto journey. And all of this is not financial advice, so please take into consideration, do your own research, place the link there, please go through everything carefully. There are details about the campaign, what the registration looks like, and if you're really interested to understand the risk and the disclaimers, they're all here. And if you have any questions, they have an amazing support service that helps you with all your queries in different languages. It's one thing. I reach out to them and they tell me, this is how it is. And they are always there one step of the way, because it's your money and you would also want people to respond when, things are not working. So that's one of also the other reasons that I choose LBank over the others, just for trading. Let's look at the price. What's happening here? Yes, it's looking like it will hit this zone. It was great that it went into just partially touched one fair value gap that was around 87K. And it seems to be moving up towards this area of support that I have placed on the screen right now. Is there any news that's come out here? Wow, news BDC. Look at the FOMO that goes about through media articles. Let me just read this out. Bitcoin faces more downside after recent crash. Let's open it up. Please know that the information that we read here is just so that we make more educated guesses when it comes to trading in crypto. It's great that this came out. So we can just read based on what we know, we make our decisions. It's written in such FOMO language. Let me know in the comments if you want me to summarize this article for you, or if you're reading along with me, better. This is not definitive data. All right. We Did I just close it accidentally? One thing that, so in the past years, I was a journalist, and my job was to create these articles. So when I read certain language of it, I know when a journalist is speaking to another journalist right here. Is this a call to large volume stop selling? Again, as a journalist, when I read this line that it could face further losses after its recent crash, it's again this the operative word being could, not can, should, will. I could be on the moon, but I'm here on planet Earth. You get the difference. So yes. So it's 4:12 and the campaign has begun. I hope all the viewers as well as people who are going to watch this stream join it within the dates, that is 26th of November to the 2nd of December. We are going to have this 100% loss protection on L Bank. So do participate, do create your accounts, and do sign up. Start as small as you can. You don't have to put in your life savings in this. Generally, people do that, but this is not what we want. What amounts you are comfortable with, start off with that, and you will see that you're starting your crypto journey is not going to be as fearful as it was yesterday, since we have this amazing campaign that's going live in some time. We have, I think, 51 more minutes, 59 more minutes for the campaign to begin. Y'all are the first to know of this information. Know that these sign-ups and the KYCs are only limited to the first 200 participants, so get your leg in. This is going to be first come, first serve basis, so you can get rewards as well. Like I said here, $10 for $10 to sign up, $10 to do your KYC. So that is going to be just $10 for registering and doing the KYC. You're getting bonuses for joining the exchange. And you're also going to get any amount that you put in, and you face any loss during that time, you get a refund on your loss. So let's go back to the chart and what it looks like. Yeah, okay. This is what's going to do. It's going to be very obvious. Now, since the time is coming closer to our price point, let's see certain charts. The 1 minute candle, there are a lot of fair value gaps on a 1 minute candle. This is generally what I do is I will take them off from here so that we can cut the noise out. So what I will do next is Private place. Let's make it fun. I put it at 313. Okay. So we put that there. Exactly. Just so that we know where the price is. We're looking at the price to come here. Ish. 313, 319, okay, whatever. I know that it will just come here and it will bounce. Okay, that's moving. The winters here made my lips so dry. I will just come back in a minute. Yeah, I told you it just touched this line and it took an upwards. Just this is just a 1 minute chart. I shouldn't be getting super excited, but you get my point when I say that uh, this is based off on certain past movements of the price towards this zone. Yeah, I'd have to scroll way too behind. Okay, now I will zoom out a little bit just to give you an understanding why. The very beginning of the stream, I had actually shown why I had chosen these areas. Like, look at this was in between the two topmost areas that I had chosen. So here it's because there were certain points as to which the price moved off to another level. And then once it cut through it again, that becomes so in the past right here, this is yesterday when I had taken my trades at this point that I drew this. I generally tend to draw these lines based on certain wicks and bodies, not just wicks. So this is even touched here. So comes like this and then bounces off this. We're still on the 15-minute candle, so then this is a huge spike in terms of offloading some value in terms of volume of all these volume sections that you see here. You come back to this. If I got my hands on it, yeah, that one right there. Is it because of news sentiment? We can't say. News BTC is one of the, I would say, leading journalistic media companies when it comes to crypto, we can always check the ranking. Just it is. It is pretty legit because TradingView is catching that news. Said, okay, it's come almost to the point of 300. 86, 300. Ours is set at 86, 313. The smiley, I think the smiley gave us an illusion that our price was hit in the correct point, but I'm sure that it will come and reach there. Then I will try and do that for clarity purpose. Oh, that was a mistake. We were long position, so it was just try and be precise about it. It's not letting me be precise. Let's also one of the few things that I would tell you that it generally tends to bounce around. Look at this quickly. This is just 1 minute though. So if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, then I'm not. Let me know if you want me to chase that. Hey Shreyas, it's nice of you to join the channel. So let's look at if it's shall we chase this or shall we just keep our trade where we had opened our position on. I think I'll wait for another few minutes. Probably wait for like 7 more minutes just to see if it's going to reach my price or no. I wait for like 5 more minutes just to see. I'm sure that it's going to come a little towards my price zone, and then if it doesn't happen, then my trade setup did not work. Probably there is something that was ideally I wanted it around this area, this right at this line that shows about 86,474. But I was like, oh, let me be slightly conservative and take it somewhere just below it. Right, all right, all right. Still in the 400 band. I think we are going to slowly move towards trade setup. It's very close. I know. No, it's just in the distant. We'll just get it, and we will be in that point in time where we will see the trade coming through. Again, 88,000 is on the higher end of, I'd say, what I am triggering the price for. But I think if it can hit 89 is also great. So I think what the News BDC article essentially told us that if we go all the way through October, okay, so we were here. So we saw the all-time highs here at 126K-ish. And you see this is pretty steep in terms of what we see within, I'd say, a month or so. Let's see what the date was. It was 4th or 6th October that we saw an all-time high. And it's almost like 1.5 months, and we saw this incredible, because if you see, okay, check this out. This was in Jan, I won't it was back then it was the all-time high, okay, of around 108. It took it took almost 4 months for this to rapidly go down. Now, when I look at the all-time high here in October, and you see this is quite steep. So people would be FOMOing right, left, and center, and people will be panicking the most. That's how there's all of this happening. A lot of noise that happens within media as to what's happening. Yeah, it's psychological that if you purchase something at a particular price and you've seen it drastically go up, if you were a person who had bought, okay, let's the beginning of the year was almost at like all-time high. So even if you bought it here, you made profits here. Okay. So I'm not going to go with the theory that you shouldn't have bought Bitcoin even in China. But essentially is if you purchase something at a low price and it goes towards a higher, you would essentially want to sell it when you made enough profit. So I don't throw any shade on people who have accumulated their profits here. It's just that they're like, yeah, okay, I'm trading crypto, I'm trading Bitcoin, and it's reached this price, so I'm going to go in the other direction. The price of Bitcoin. That's after many people have sold. And now people are like, oh, buyers should be getting in. If they don't, then, there are a lot of sellers who are willing to square off certain things and just get their profits into their, wallets. That's what they're looking at. Shall we take like a coffee break and come back? And hopefully by the time I come that we hit these prices and levels that we really want them. Okay, wait, something happened. All right, so we are in our position. It was in a few minutes that the position actually got filled. and I was probably daydreaming about something. Okay, so essentially there is a lag because right now on TradingView, what I'm doing is I am taking a look at Binance's liquidity, and accordingly in Binance it did not strike my position, but over here, right, you see this candle right here. This somehow filled my position, and we are up almost $120, just 12% of what I'm looking at. So I will keep that right there, and we can go from there. That's nice. That's 20% on that trade at the moment. Now, what I did was I looked at 100% profit on this trade. This is going beautiful. So I'm going to look at the 1 minute chart. You can see how beautifully this has turned. It came and interacted with this uh, at this level for a minute, and then it moved upwards. This is a live trade that I've taken along with all the people who are watching. And so let's take a look at this. So if you were in the trade with me, you can see somewhere around this point, that is at 600, you will see some price movements because that's happened sometime in the past. It's so habitual on my end that I will just go to a tool just to see if I can, draw something, just to see when my profits can come in, and I can, say at least close half my position and then just let the rest ride. But that way I'm not making 100% on this trade. I just want to make this an educational session of how crypto really moves and how you can make educated guesses. I'm not saying win the game at crypto, but at least get a sense of making the trade slightly confidently. In all cases, one thing that is crucial in the very short term, candles move up and down. That should not make you frantic in any way. Oh, great, I just moved this. So it will come up to this level if it has to as well, and test this. So sometimes this could come all the way here. It could move up till 86.562 and then move all the way. But essentially what I'm trying to communicate is, don't panic if you know why you have taken a particular trade and it's not driven by emotion. It's fine. Fantastic, good game, well played. Yes, it is indeed. I think I won't call it a play, but this was my trade setup. I was very tempted to go back and go in, but I knew that it would hit this price point. Now we are up 34% in the very few minutes that we entered this. So this was okay. This is on a different time zone altogether. It's a UTC time zone, but essentially, if okay, so this was almost in 30 minutes that we saw this. I don't want to create a FOMO that I know what's going to happen in 30 minutes, but essentially, this was at least 30% on two candles, 36% on two candles. I think is fairly great. The whole goal is to reach this 88,000 mark, and that especially unless a god can comes, we won't be able to do it within 40 minutes or an hour or so, but we will get there eventually. There is a slight lag in prices. For example, here I check, but probably that is just in terms of getting it right here. We see, I think it's based on liquidity as well. You can see, I think, more swings within the price in itself. Because, like I said, here I did not see that my trade really didn't take off, but here it has. So that's fine. People ask me, are you still using Chrome as a browser? I should be using Brave as my browser. That is 100%. But so many of these applications are linked to a few things. Wow, okay, this is gonna be some boss. 100 trade gets hyper liquidated at Bitcoin as Bitcoin crash wipes out its entire balance. Okay, this was one of the silliest things that I've read on the internet today regarding BDC. Okay, so the price is moving towards a 600, 700-ish. Okay, so now one thing is that this has been a good run, right? We see it moving towards its upward direction, and oh, we want to see the profits come almost over here. Okay, I'm just scribbling at the moment. Let's be decent human beings about this. Okay. At this zone, you will see that the price will move essentially like I mentioned before. I'll just place a small line here. So if you break in this trade along with me, like don't panic, oh, it's going to go in a different direction. It can. I cannot say anything with conviction, but yeah, it can reach this zone and then come completely down. There's a probability of that, or it can even move upwards of it. Now, nobody's known the future, but I always tell this to many people that, okay, on the smallest time frame, I see this inverted hammer right here that the price moved upwards. I see this, but you see the volume of which, can I move this? I cannot move this. So the volume at which that this has formed is like just a little bit. So the price can come almost here, and then this is mostly how movements are. Nothing is guaranteed like 100%. So I will just leave that at what it is. That gap up was beautiful. That gap up, like you can almost see that the liquidity is very less from where a candle happens. Now here it just switched, right? And it's moving upward. So I'm not going to comment a lot. I'm going to just shut it and just sit here for a minute before just constantly yapping into how the prices at the moment moving. But this is in all its essence, I think a great trade to see almost 30 to 40% is amazing. This is just to understand, but you see how quickly that moved from 40 to 29%. That's how volatile crypto is. You have to have the heart to stay in certain trades and let it be the way it is. That's perfectly fine. Would I want to have half of my profits right at this stage and then come out of it and just wait for things to move in a particular direction? I can think about it. Okay, let's do that so that we can see that certain things can be, taken in different ways. Mathematically, it would be 86,500, but that's so far away from my mark. That is again a psychology. Prime means you're like constantly looking at the charts and you want to be like, should I place my trade that way? But mathematically, when you have to take a look at it, you tend to realize more often than not that certain things move because there are so many buyers and sellers at this moment. So it's only up to you if you want to make a particular decision or not. There's a new outtake on L-Bank's spot volume. I just seeing it here in the news. This is by Masari. Let me check it out. We need AI mode. Trying to find the exchange, but basically Masari is telling us that L Bank ranks number 4 when it comes to spot trading volume of cryptos. That is a very well-known name. So L Bank is one of those exchanges that has great volumes for stock for spot trading. Sorry, it's spun my slip of the tongue, but for spot trading, one of the really good exchanges. Futures also is pretty extensive. If you're into meme coins, this has been the one top exchange for when it comes to meme coins as well. It's massive. It's called something, I think it's the 100x gems or something when I last checked, but wide variety, great tokens, great volume. And right now, if you sign up, it is going to be a very interesting period in time because you can sign up, do your KYC, as well as earn certain trading rewards. And not to mention, if I forget to mention, we have the 100% loss protection refund. So if you deposit certain amount during this time, that is from today till the end of 2nd November, whatever trades you make, profits are yours, losses are theirs. And all the losses that you make on your trade, they will refund it back to you. So that's pretty interesting in understanding crypto as your first few steps in crypto. You can check it out. Thanks, Shreyas, for joining us. See me in my live session tomorrow again, same time, same place. And I will be here till for one more hour, and let's see how it goes with this trade. And if you're taking the trade along with me, I mean, you're more than welcome to partake in the profits that I make on this trade. This is, money that I've put in to understand how crypto really works. So I'm risking my own money here. And I think it's a great opportunity for people who want to enter crypto, want to, experience volatility in a very refreshing way. L Bank has presented this opportunity to everyone. There is no barrier, no uh, limitations on who has to join, no limitations on the amount. Start off as small with the smallest amount that you have. You can start it and start trading. I'm here to walk you through this journey, not just talk about trading and what to do, when to do, but keep you equipped with global news, trading psychologies, tips, and fun crypto stuff. Let's keep crypto fun and not fun. Yeah, yeah. So, and also don't miss out. You're like, oh, Bitcoin already hit its all-time high. I'm not gonna make my money, or I missed the bus. You are not missing any buses. As long as I'm here, I'm going to let you get on the correct mode of crypto. Let's put a nice emoji on this one. Oh, we've come to the end of the emojis. Okay, this is my go-to. We are here. That's good price movement. It's coming to test, I think, this level again here. Okay. A couple. So now I initially said that it can go downwards. It went downwards. Yeah, it went downwards. So what? Wow. Okay, and one can do is take some profit here and then let it go further downwards. So what essentially one can do is 6 8 6 0 7 6. Also, if this trade doesn't do well, there are many people who are looking at trades right now, and there are a lot of movements within it. So nothing is 100% given. It's a good way to look at certain trades and take them as well. So it's perfectly fine. It will test this moment here, and if it doesn't, then we are almost, it's almost likely that it will go downwards. So this was quite moving up and down, and I thought that this is going to be moving towards the lower side of things, but it looks like it's priming for an upward direction. It's open so that is well understood what I am aiming at. Oh, yeah. So this is what I'm aiming at the moment. Look, for me, 3 is a big sign. 3 times. Thrice. Three. Un, dos, tres. 3 times. So it's if it hits thrice, so which it already did here, and then it fell. Totally get it, and I would have primed myself that it's moving downwards. Now it is trying to retest this level again here. It's going to be a fourth. And if you think fourth is a charmer, and fourth, I essentially hope that it moves upwards. And fourth time is a charm, apparently. And again, there's so many places that, it can test itself. But I think I will take this one as primary. If it moves above this, is when I will say confidently that, it will move. But I anyway have my risk levels just put there just in case. Look, it did not essentially touch it, went close to it. I will go back to the 15 minutes. Look at these amazing drawings. Yeah, so I give a very explanatory approach as to why I'm taking the trade that I am taking. And then it makes more sense. Like, I'm not just like, touching the crystal ball and then telling you what to do. You will probably understand why I take the trades that I do, and then you'd be more confident enough, to make those trades yourself. And even if there is like one outtake from this session, that would be the greatest gift to me, that you learned something from what I have told you here. So I'm going back here. Shall we check fair value gap? Right now is not the time to actually check a fair value gap after entering the trade, but it's nice to monitor once in a while. Oh, lovely, beautiful. That is beautiful. You don't see it here, but I have placed this right here. I'm going to get the price, like, it's moved above this zone that we wanted, but again, price keeps hovering around certain bands most of the time. So it's just okay. So now I'm going to see that I will take that off and I'll put it here. Next stumbling block before we reach our 88,000 would be the 87,114K. Let's wait. So just before I leave again, I will just shed some light on this promotion where join our bank through this referral link that I have placed. So you can use my referral code and you will receive 50% discount on your trading fees for the rest of your life. As long as I'm alive, you will receive your discount. And then we also have another campaign. This is only for 1 week, so grab it when it is there. You receive trading rewards, and it is 100% loss protection when it comes to anything that you are trading in futures. Please take a look at the tiers. Start off with the smallest amount as possible, just so that you can get comfortable. Since this is about a week long of something that you can try out, test out, and you can make your first trade into crypto very confidently. Now, what I will also mention is I've found out a nice way to tell this. The profits, they're yours. The losses, not yours. And the losses will be refunded to you during this campaign period. So it's my suggestion that you check it out, see how LBank is operating and how it really works. Look at the super cool user interface. I really like it. And it's super easy and comfy for me to trade as well as a normal person. Pretty simple, pretty easy just to understand, and you can start your crypto journey. All the effort that you need is to sign up and do your KYC, and you will be rewarded for it. There's a bonus, a joining bonus that you get. So welcome on board, come on board, trade with us. That is me on LBank, and trade with me rather. I'm taking live trades every day between 2 to 4 p.m. Dubai Standard Time or Gulf Standard Time. Mark your time zones. Get on the live session whenever I come. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I will 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Look at me slurring on my words. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. I think it's time for a coffee break. You will find me take a live trade every day, so you can trade with me. And whatever happens on the screen is right in front of you. Follow it step by step. Anything you can drop it on the comments. I will take a look and we can figure this out together. Let's make crypto simple and easy to understand. Crypto trading. During the course of the session, I will drop certain things that I learned today in crypto, what's happening, and all the buzz around it. If you all have any questions, drop it in the comments. Follow me as well as subscribe to my channel for constant updates on this. Just before we go, let's look at where we are. We're at 43% of a profit on the trade. So that's amazing, at least for me as a trader. For any trader, 40% just by looking at certain simple, I'd say, points on the chart. We can take a look at this. It'd be great if we hit 50. It's just one way to see that how I trade. There we go. We hit 50.60% on our trade already, which is amazing, at least for me. I hope it is for you guys as well who are watching. Let's do this again tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. It is going to be amazing. And we can even take a look at this trade. If it works out or if it doesn't, what are our learnings? Let's journal this trade down together so that it'll be a nice way. If you're not keeping a track of the trades that we are doing together, I am. You can always check with me because this is something that I do want to do personally, and I do that as well. So it's just like a normal practice. So before we go, let's just get. It doesn't have to be fancy. All you need, say sheet, and I'll do it from scratch for you right now. So let's take a look at this. So the next half an hour, let's prepare this, I'd say, trading journal. Let's call it that. The trading journal. So let's think about it. Okay, type of trade, right? Order type. You can make it fancy as and when you go, but okay, so let's think about it. So we did a buy or a long position. So long, okay, let me break that down. Long and short. Long is to buy, short is to sell. So that is what. Now let's put price in, and then we have price out. If you want, because I follow really strict practices of risk management, price. Do we want to have this? So you, like I said, I sometimes get very, I said take profit. So I'll take profit. We can do stop loss. If you want, you can also do just a screenshot of this so that this captures your thing. You can do this. Oh, this is a cooler way, I think, to do it. So right here. So this way we can capture that rather than doing it all the way through. Paste. That's nice. So you want to have dates, we can have, I would call this. So I tend to write my date and the month. So I will keep this simple. So you know the leverage, it's cross. Generally people say keep it isolated because I'm anyway setting up take profit and stop loss. So that's not an issue. If you want to understand what those pairs really mean, let me know too. I can give you a better understanding of what it is. Now this unrealized profit right now, I'll just, okay, so I'll just keep that empty. So this is my margin. I put around 1,000 USDT, but that means this is 1,000 of my funding wallet. So my funding wallet is approximately 13,000. So I put in 1,000 there. So it's 10% of what my wallet looks like. I'll just put the margin here as this. Okay, so we have take profit. If you want, you can like just color it in a different way. Just so that you know that, okay, this is where you set your profit and you don't have to have all. So right now it clearly says that, okay, the position size was about 100,000, but the main amount that I risked was 1,000. And the profit is say 1,500, and this is done. I will also do something here. Instead, I'll just write order and I will place buy, or it should be essentially long. But for simplicity's sake, it's all that it is. we have long. Let's see this. Let's shift. Okay. So we are, I think, as and when people go, so do we create a profit or do we create a loss? So if it is profit, what we're going to do is we're going to fill this in green, as simple as that. And if it's in loss, it's going to be like paste red. And we'll just write what was the profit or what was the loss. Based on this, the profit has to be 1924 apparently. So I will just write that down here. It just gets so important. Essentially, trades are supposed to be taken in a different way when you risk only 20% of your capital. That's when an ideal trade setup looks like. But here I'm almost using 100% of my capital. The reason being, if I risk 20% of my capital, it almost hits no zone and it still falls under these areas. All right, so even if that's absolutely not my thing. So if it moves in an area that essentially it can move into based on liquidity movements, right? I know that for a fact that multiple times at 85K, it has picked up. So we have a lot of buyers coming in at this zone. If buyers don't come in at this zone, then it is primed to only go downwards. That's how it actually looks like. And that is why I am risking almost 90% of my capital on this one. But the upside, it could mean it could go to 88, it can go to 89 as well. Or we're looking at an upward momentum altogether. That is again just speculation. And so what I will do is, this is okay. It went up to 86,800. So that is all right for me to just understand. Okay, anyway, I will leave this. See, I don't have to close this trade just because I'm closing this stream right now. It's been a great pleasure to be on this stream. I will see you again tomorrow. We will see if this trade continues tomorrow or where we are at. I've anyways set all my stop loss and my profits. If it has to hit, it hits. So anyway, it's been really amazing. I will see you next time, and do remember to go back and create your account using my referral link, and we will share in the profits, and there are a lot of rewards waiting for you as well. Until next time, deuces.